Hello, beloved. Welcome to my channel. I am Anne-Marie Graham. I hope you enjoyed listening to the introduction of my book, as well as the reason as to why I wrote this book in the first place. The title of my book is Dreamer, Purpose Lost, Purpose Found. One Girl's Quest to Restore Humanity by Anne-Marie Graham. And today I will be reading Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is entitled, Dreamer is Born. Rumor had it that something big was going down on the island. Have you ever seen such an imposing sunrise before? The town folks gossip. Never had they seen a sun emanating the multitude of intense golden rays, the likes of these. The yellow ball in the sky was enormous that day, unlike any other. Clearly, something special was going to happen. Yes, something great is taking place today, said one of the elders. Clearly it is. But forget you not that nothing gold can stay. It all began on a lazy Friday afternoon. It was a very strange day to say the least. A Friday far away from any other. One that the people on the island of Blue Rhapsody had never experienced before, but would recreate in stories to their grandchildren many years later. The sun was blistering hot in the small seaside village called Black Amorous. Instead of the usual quarter-size yellow ball sizzling off on the horizon, it was the size of a softball on this day. A cook could fry his eggs on the rocks outside. No stove was required. And if a villager dared peek his head out the window, or venture outside, well, he would feel as though he might very well boil alongside that egg. But, and here is the curious thing, despite the intense heat, the magnificent radiance created by this larger-than-life sun produced a serene and calming aura throughout Blue Rhapsody. It seemed as if sunshine itself exploded from the skies. It marked the day she was born. The girl's name was Dreamer, and with her existence the world would never be the same. The trees danced in unison, and the animals gazed upon the heavens. It was as if the universe was beaming to welcome someone great. A star was born. Sometimes a star falls to the ground before it can turn into the supernova it is destined to be, a force so powerful that it can alter the course of history. Dreamer's early life was as close to the ground as one could get in this world. Her daily chores were many, the same as her fellow classmates from Black Amorous. Perhaps chore is too insignificant of a word. Survival is what it was. Black Amorous was a destitute village where life was a challenge. Dreamer and her classmates would trudge along to a far-off well to fetch water for the family and the animals twice a day. These were heavy buckets for a youngster to haul, making for sore muscles at night, feeding the goats and chickens, gathering fruits and grains, made getting a meal a full-time job. It took many hours and many hands to put food on the table each day. Everyone had to chip in to make ends meet in the village, young and old alike. Perhaps the stress of surviving caused her mother to lash out at her. She would often get upset at Dreamer for no reason at all. Nevertheless, it left the wounded void in the girl. The only true unconditional love she received was from her grandpa Jacob. To her, he was the most fantastic man in the world. An imposing gentleman, he was tall, broad, and handsome. Above all, his brightest quality was his loving character. Jacob had the biggest heart. He wore kindness like a perfume, and Dreamer hoped that she would one day become half the person Grandpa Jacob was. By the time Dreamer became a teenager, she had pretty much blended in with everyone in the village and the routine of Black Amorous. At times, she was able to venture to other areas of the island of Blue Rhapsody. Pretty much everywhere was the same. It soon became apparent that living on Blue Rhapsody meant living a life without meaning or purpose. She pretty much ate the same thing every day, repeated the same set of chores, hung out with the same people, gambled or participated in some of the local games in the community. It was as though she was living in the past because every new day was just like the previous one. It is this existence that sapped the life out of people. They become complacent. Before they know it, the days become years. Soon enough, their torch has been extinguished without accomplishing much in this world. This mentality wasn't confined only to Black Amorous. For the most part, not much happened in all of Blue Rhapsody. The beauty of the island and the surrounding sea were deceptive. It truly was the land of the mundane and familiar. There were no surprises. People came into existence, lived, worked the farm, married, and eventually died. They did nothing special and became nothing special. You could see it in their eyes, the distant, downtrodden gaze of beaten down men and women. Prisoners enduring a long sentence often give a similar empty stare. Only in Blue Rhapsody, they were in a gilded cage. A nice cage, mind you, but still a prison. Ultimately, as in many cages with humans, the cage is in fact the mind. It simply needs something to free it. The day Dreamer was born, things initially began to change. That marked the day that some people started to awaken with the sparkling glitter of real open their hearts. Maybe that larger-than-life sun shone down more than just sunlight. Perhaps it was something bigger than the sun. Whatever the case, that hope was contagious, and it spread throughout the village like a wildfire. They felt something in their bones, something they couldn't touch, but felt so strongly about as though they could hold it in their hands. It was clear that this newfound feeling was directly attributed to the birth of Dreamer, for nothing else could explain the difference. They believed that she would be the one to break them out of the mold. But as often happens with hope, doubt soon sets in. Doubt is the mortal enemy of hope. Sadly, it can kill hope as quickly as it arrives. It only takes one tiny drop of doubt, for doubt grows like the weeds. As Dreamer grew, so did the doubts. Familiarity breeds contempt. Dreamer is just like us, the boys and girls of the village began whispering. They began to think she was worse than them. At least they had mothers and fathers who cared. No one knew who Dreamer's daddy was. As a result, the running joke was her mother had to rename her Dreamer the Nobody. Condemnation and meanness followed. The children often played in the beach sand in their limited free time. Whenever they saw a despondent dreamer walk by with her head hanging down, they shouted, "You do not know who your father is. You have no identity. No wonder your mother beats you every day. She does not like you, and we do not like you either. Get off the playground, you despicable creature. You are worthless." As their shouts of disapproval gradually fade away, Dreamer pretends she did not hear. She had become an expert at that. It became her way of surviving life with her mother Narcissa. As she walked home with a bucket of water, she hummed a special song she had hummed 1,000,000 times before. I am Dreamer the Dreamer. I may be a nobody today, but I am chosen. I was born to do great things, and I am going to do great things because I am Dreamer the Dreamer. As Dreamer developed, she grew in wisdom and stature, but favor continued to evade her. Narcissa and her blood relatives disdained her. Thankfully, a handful of strangers felt the greatness in her presence and praised the beautiful things she would do for the world one day. On the other hand, her relatives constantly reminded her that she was Dreamer the Nobody. God bless you, beloved people. So that was chapter 1. Stay tuned. Chapter 2 will be uploaded here on my channel shortly. And chapter 2, can you guess what it is? I'll tell you what it is in chapter 2. So chapter 1, Dreamer is born. Chapter 2, Dreamer discovers her purpose. Stay tuned for chapter 2.